Scammer shots on the beat. Scammer shots on the beat.
30 hertz straight up.
Discussing lupus and relationships, the challenge of lupus and its impacts on relationships. Okay, I have a wonderful special guest here today. Desiree Rae is in the building. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. She is all the way from Texas.
All the way, child. When I tell you I drove 16 hours,
I
nonstop.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for coming. Appreciate you for having you. So,
Thank you
what was
for
that
having
drive
me.
like coming down here?
Crazy. No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I feel like I was just so determined to get here that we didn't rest. I got gas maybe 5 times. And then I was just back on the road. I was like, I'm coming to see my baby. Coming to see my baby.
Well, we are
So,
glad that you made it here safe.
Yeah.
Without
you.
further ado, Desiree is the owner of Beyond Fearless LLC, a powerful youth developer and woman empowerment company that focus on the transition of healing journeys from girls to women. Her mission is to inspire youth and women to realize their full potential, creative self-confidence, and be empowered to succeed. With a rich background in social work and extensive experience in youth and family support, Desiree has developed a unique approach that combines particular strategies with compassion guidance. That's a mouthful. That is a mouthful.
Thank you.
That you sound so incredible, but I had the chance to meet you and you are a very incredible person. You have a nice spirit. So we're gonna pause
And
with
so
that.
do you. Because let's not leave that out.
Thank
so
you.
do you. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So before we continue this wonderful bio, what would you say about that? How did this even come about?
Beyond Fearless is my LLC. So when I first thought about becoming a business owner, I started a nonprofit. It was called Fearless Indeed, and the goal was to support youth as they transition out of foster care. And so I developed programs. My passion is program development, creating events and classes and workshops. And that's like really my baby. But I have to find a way to make it a business, right? So my first business was a nonprofit, Fearless Indeed. And then I realized that I can't, how do I say this? I was doing it all on my own. And when you have a nonprofit, you need a board. You need people that's gonna volunteer for free. You need to be on. You working over the 9 to 5, like you working nonstop because essentially it's your passion. And so I found myself overworking and not able to. I did have a board, but not able to delegate, and it became overwhelming. And then I had kids, and then life just be lifing. So I let some years go by, and then I started being.
Sorry, you guys, for the interruption.
You hit the button. You had to.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't see no fingers move. She was still the whole time. Now I'm blaming you.
No, because I know that sound came from you, but that's
Okay. Proceed, please.
So yeah, and then in 2019, I started Beyond Fearless. And it's not nonprofit because I feel like with just me and myself, I'm still able to offer the same type of services. A lot of what I do like the services that I provide. I have puberty workshops. I have go-getter workshops for high school students. I have life coaching services. I create programs. Like all of the things that I do is essentially stuff that a nonprofit would do because I'm passionate about it. I love doing it. So I have to find a way to make money because I pray, God, please, please, Lord, let me make money doing what I love. It is my worst fear to get up and go to work every day and be miserable. I do not want that. So when I started Beyond Fearless, I just started developing and creating workshops and creating programs. And even if I didn't have one person come to my workshop, even if I didn't have one person buy my products, I was still doing it. You know what I mean? Because I love it. It's something
Yes,
that I
that's
love
your
to do.
passion.
Yeah.
And that is one of the reasons why I felt you would be a great addition to the show today because of your LLC that was a nonprofit that you turned into a not nonprofit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because you understand the work, you understand the passion.
Yeah.
And we're going to all tie that into all the stressors
Yeah.
that a healthy person like yourself versus someone with lupus go through dealing with all of that, right?
Yeah.
So now that it's a not nonprofit, what's the difference for you? What's the balance like?
It's just me. So I'm the only balance. I'm the only person that I need to worry about paying. The only person I need to worry about, you know, getting out what I need to get out. It is a little more stressful because I have to wear every hat. I'm not a marketing person, but I bet you I'm gonna learn some marketing. I'm not like, I be on social media, but I could use a social media person. I could use an assistant or somebody who can, do stuff, with me, for me, a team of people. So I think it's a slope for me looking at what I want to accomplish, the vision that I have. It feels slow, but it's God's timing. It's not mine. I can't be like, yeah, I want to create this program and it's going August 3rd, it's going to happen. I mean, I can, but it's a process.
It's definitely a process. As long as you are consistent and you are diligently working, you're gonna wake up one day and it's just gonna be everything's gonna be all in place.
Yeah.
It just takes the consistency, the dedication, that waking up early, going to bed late
Mhm.
to accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And speaking of overwhelming, when you are stressed while you're dealing with your LLC, what happens? Like, how do you feel? How are you life balancing that? Do you have any children? Like, how does all that integrate into each other?
Yeah, I do. I have two children. My daughter, she's 11, and my son is 2. And so with me moving to Texas 7 months ago, and I went by myself initially, and then my daughter came maybe 3 or 4 months later. And we've been living slowly, working back up to our like a foundation because I'm not stable yet.
Mhm.
I've heard people move to Texas and then they move back right away because it's really not easy. And I psyched myself out for sure when I went up there. Like, look at my resume. If I show you my resume and all of the things that I've done and all my accomplishments, you would think that I would be out down there running some stuff. But it takes time. It's a process. And it's, I just got to be patient because it's God's time and it's not mine.
Yes. Have you been stressed going through this process?
Yeah, I stay stressed. I'm stressed now. I was nervous coming up here.
Why?
I was nervous coming down here.
Why was you nervous?
Because life is life, and when I tell you, I might look together, I might look, like I got it, but on the inside, I have no idea what's gonna come next. I have no idea how God is gonna work this out. I was crying, maybe not last night, but maybe the night before that, just in tears because of the things that I can't control. You know what I mean? Whether it be life or whether it be with my business, whether it be with my marriage, whether it be with my children. It's just a lot when you think about it. So I don't know. I want to do too much talking, but I think when I get stressed out, I just allow myself to cry. I allow myself to feel stressed. I don't have many friends. I was telling you about that the other day. Like, I don't be calling people when I'm sad, when I'm frustrated, angry. I don't really too much rely on people. I just be praying and letting it go.
You need an outside life, like you need to be around people of your age that's doing grown folks things, whatever that may be. You need space outside of you Yeah. Somebody that you can lean on and somebody that can pour into you and give you all the love and give you the motivation and stuff that you need, because regardless of whether you have an autoimmune or you're healthy, you still need that, because stress does affect us in all different ways.
Yeah.
So when you have been stressed, have you been sick? Are you losing any weight? Any headaches, fatigue? Like, what are your symptoms being stressed?
Now, I'm sure that whatever I'm finna say is not to compare to anything that you go through, because I can just take a bath and I'll be fine. I can just light a candle and I'll be fine. And I understand the difference between my stress and your stress. And so I wanna say that, let that be known. I'm empathetic to the difference in the experiences that you have when you stressed out. When I get stressed out, I do have headaches. I drink coffee, and that's not that good of a thing, because then when I don't want to drink it, I get headaches. Withdrawals, be for real.
Go ahead. You are a special guest. We on your time, baby. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
No, it's okay. This is what this show is all about. Is unapologetically, it's authentic. It's the raw you, raw us. So
let it out.
Let it out.
Yeah. So that's some of the things what happens to me when I get stressed. Nothing too major, and I get past it. I just gotta pray and rest. Remember to take a break, and because I think about that it's not my time, and if I remember that, then I can't do nothing about it. I can't control it. I might as well just let it be.
It's always the saying, when you develop a popcorn life, that it goes just that fast. And when it takes time to create with the clay, and you sculpture and you milk it with love and cater to it. So, think of it in that manner, because anything in life that's worth having is going to take time, regardless of whatever that may be. Whether it's a degree, your LLC, you planning a trip, losing weight, anything, short term, long term, you have to pour into it. And if you continue to do what you're supposed to do and not cheat the process, you definitely will reap the benefits.
I agree.
You definitely will reap the benefits. You cannot not reap the benefits.
Right.
You just can't cheat.
Yeah.
People like to cheat.
Because we do live in a popcorn society. Everything is now. People don't like to wait.
You do that.
Yeah.
So your program that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
What got you into that program? What made you want to just wake up and create something like that with the youth?
I've always worked with youth, even when I was younger. I started off as a health educator with the Children's Health Education Center. I don't know if y'all ever remember that.
Props to them. I don't, but
so when I'm going to tell you what it is, because now I'm getting old and people have no idea what I'm talking about. So when you was younger in school, you went on a field trip to this place. And inside this place, they had big old large toothbrushes in one room, and then you would sit on stairs, and they would present to you in the front, and it would be big production. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
Anybody know what she's talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. You know what she's talking about?
Nah, it's cool. The Children's Health Education Center. That's where I was in high school teaching young people about healthy bodies, eating healthy, brushing your teeth, safety, sex education, that type of stuff. So,
I'm really gonna have to look that up, because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was in a building where we don't gotta do that. We don't gotta say. I'm just reminiscing at this point. Okay. But yeah, my whole life, I've never not been helping people. I've never not, either educating or advocating for, or volunteering for. That's my whole life. So
would you say that's your calling?
Yeah.
And I would love doing it.
I absolutely love it.
I
would do it for free. I have been doing it.
A lot of young girls need that. They just need that in today's world. You got mothers that are working, that's bosses and working and being an entrepreneur and a mother and a whole bunch of other stuff. And sometimes slip through the cracks sometimes with some
Mhm.
people, children that doesn't get the chance to teach them everything that they need to learn. So to have people like you to fill in, I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
So
thank
I
you.
wish you all the best in your growth and development and in your project that you have going on.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
No, seriously. Is
You
it
are a life
nationwide?
giver. I've noticed that about you. You just speak life. I love it.
Thank you. Listen, people do it to me, so it makes it easy for me to love on other people.
Yeah.
When you are loved on properly, it
Mhm.
exudes out. When you not, it exudes out.
Mhm.
So if
Mhm.
I'm taken care of, I can take care of other people with ease.
That's true. Look at you in your
So
soft girl
it's
era. Okay. You better be soft and giving love and stuff.
oh my God. So what have you learned about yourself through this transition?
Oh, goodness. I learned that I still got learning to do. um,
Elaborate on that. What do that actually means?
um, let me. Okay, so yeah, it's a never ending learning journey. This thing that we call life, and I feel like that's what makes me a good life coach to young people because I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be perfect, and I don't want to be perfect. Like
Perfect
I
and
just,
perfectly.
hmm
That's what that is.
yeah, I just
Oh.
want to do what God told me to do. I just want to wake up and feel like I'm being obedient. Um, but sometimes it don't happen like that, and you do the opposite of what you're supposed to do, and then you learn that lesson.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to learn that lesson. Some people don't. Some people just keep repeating the same cycle. And I'm trying to be intentional about putting God at the center of everything that I do. So
I love that.
yeah,
I can, yeah, like it is for me too. It's a never ending cycle.
yeah,
I can learn everything it is that I think that I know about lupus and skin and hair, but it's always something new. It's always something brewing. It's always different tests. It's always different studies. It's always something.
yeah,
So it's very important to continue the education while going through journeys so you can kind of like so you can be up on everything.
yeah.
Because things get old, which
That's
is
true.
crazy, right? You
Yeah,
just learning and knowing about like the back of your hand, and that information is already old.
yeah,
But you got to be able to know that and to deliver that as well.
that's true.
So I totally understand what you're saying when you say that.
Yeah. So how do you question? How do you go from and not go from how do you incorporate what you learn from a textbook or study and research about lupus and then also incorporate what you experience, and do they clash ever? Do they always do they always match? Like this is what I read about and this is exactly what I'm experiencing.
Okay. That was a fully loaded question.
All
So the
right.
thing is about this. So the thing about the textbook, like if it's something interesting, I'm going to read it. Anything that's autoimmune, anything is interesting to me, so I read it. Right.
Yeah.
Some parts of it does. I understand it. I experience. I know about it. Some
Mhm.
parts it's like what? Never, unheard of. Right.
Okay.
So that's the textbook version of it. Things that my doctor told me and things that he prescribed or the regimens or the diets that I've gone. I have to do what works best for me. So
Mhm.
I will do what I'm told. I will incorporate what I read, but I will play with it with myself because
Mm.
doctors is only as good as they study, and then they only
Mhm.
as good as the information that is put out to them. A
Yeah.
great, wonderful doctor studies outside of his practice, right? So
Mhm.
you have to play with your medication
Yeah.
to know what's best for you.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that has done that because if I didn't, I'll have a crap load of medications that I'll be taking every day. But
Mhm.
I did it. So I weaned myself off of a lot of different type of medications. So I
Mhm.
know how long I can indulge me, play around and not do the right thing, how you said, because my
Yeah.
body will automatically feel it because I do right
Mm.
95% of the time.
Yeah.
And when I do wrong, I feel it right away, but I know exactly what to do and how long to do it in order to get myself back on the right track
Yeah.
before I get sick, if that makes sense.
That makes 100%. In fact, when you said that, it made me think right away of when you love yourself, when you value yourself, when you take care of yourself, it becomes that much easier to identify when other people are not.
Yeah, because I went through the extreme fatigue. I went through, the body aches, the muscle pain, the joint pain. I went through all of that.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I take care of myself, I don't feel any of that pain. So I don't want to feel crappy, right? So I'm like, okay, I know I can do this, this, and this. That's about 3 days. Then I got to get back on my detox, or I got to go back to being healthy, right? Because I still want to have a quality of life. I still want to be with my friends. I still want to live. I still want to be out in the world. I got kids.
Yeah.
I still want to strive for everything that I'm striving for. So I do everything in moderation. You don't have to be on this just green path the whole entire time. You can live, but you got to be able to come back to it.
You got to pay attention.
You got to pay attention. You got to listen to your body. Your body will speak to you.
Yeah.
Your body will tell you what's wrong with you. It really would. And you have to listen.
Yeah.
So if you listen, you'll be okay.
You'll be all right.
And it works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like you. When you're stressed, your headaches.
Yeah.
Your headaches tell you that you're stressed. So you need to decrease or relax yourself or put something away for that day, and you'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our body speaks to us.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yep, our body speaks to us. So you gotta listen. How do you envision your future as a single woman and mother?
Oh, goodness. To be honest, this probably gonna go off subject a little bit, but I don't imagine myself being single for long.
Let me ask you this.
I don't think that's gonna be a possibility.
So because you have a healthy relationship with the father of the children, do you consider that being single just because y'all are not solely defined as a couple?
Okay, wait, ask that again. I'm sorry.
Because you guys don't have a title on being together, do you still consider being a single parent?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Okay. I think instead of saying single parent, I should say co-parenting. Because we are not under one roof, and it's a lot of things that happens when they're with me that he doesn't see. And it's not like, oh, well, they ate, this today. It's more like this week, this is all that happened with the kids, and this is everything that, they needed. And it was just me that had to do it. Now I can call you and ask for advice, or I can, send me some money or whatever, but it's me. I'm the only one. You know what I mean? And as long as we're separated like that, it's just single parenting.
So I got a twist to it. Yes. So I got a twist to it. So what if you had a husband that was on the road and he was gone weeks on end at a time? Do you consider that being single still? You
parenting, not single in a relationship. If y'all married, y'all have an agreement, and y'all are on the same page with that type of relationship where he gone however long, then and that works for you, that's okay for that marriage. That's okay for that relationship. But when it comes to parenting, that mom or whoever stays home, you said the father go out.
Or the woman. It's women people. It's women that's on the road too. So I want to leave them out. So vice versa.
Yeah.
Would you consider that being single?
Yeah. A parenting, single parent. Because you're the one doing it. You know how much it takes to parent a child. It's not just buying them stuff, giving them things. You have to teach. You have to be patient. You have to guide. You have to discipline. You have to. It's the emotional, it's the mental, it's the physical things that go into making sure that you're doing it right, breaking generational curses, making sure that you are not taking out your stress and your frustrations on your children. You have to be intentional, and that's hard. So if I'm here by myself, I don't care if you're my husband or not. If you gone for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, I'm a single parent.
Okay, so what about having the active parent, whichever role, the man or the woman, having the active parent in the home, but one person is like the money that brings in the money, and the other person is the disciplinary, the one that deals with the children most? Because no two parents that I know deal with their children equally. It's one that tends to deal with them more than the other parent. So would you still consider that being single?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think when both parents are in the home, and I get it, like outside of work hours or like, events or in business stuff, when we come home, we sleep together, we have family meetings, we have dinner together, like that under one roof. to me it's it's like we together.
Even if you are the authority figure, like
Mhm.
you. Okay.
Yep.
Because it's different households that structured for different, different ways, and
Yeah.
they kind of do what kind of works for them.
I
So
agree.
I
So how does
wanted
your
to know-
parenting work? How do you are you with father of
No.
children? Okay.
So I am single. But I never, even though people have just like you are, I never felt like a single parent. I never felt like a single parent
a blessing.
because they have always been there. Like if I needed a break, I can get a break. If I want to go on a trip, I can go on a trip. I never not had to do something because I had children. Like I hear so many stories about, oh, I couldn't go back to school, or I couldn't do this, or I can't take trips. Like I thank you, Lord. I've been so blessed. I never gave up any of my life
Yeah.
because I have children.
You know what's crazy? I almost asked you if you had kids.
Everybody don't think
Like,
I have kids.
Are you a parent because you are so busy? Like, when do you find time to be a mother?
That is crazy. A lot of people don't think I have kids. I have two. My son is 19.
Okay.
And my daughter, he's 19.
How old are you? You about no, she playing.
I got a 19-year-old prince and I have a 13-year-old princess.
Okay.
And
wow, you look amazing.
Thank you. You do too. You look amazing too.
My daughter 11. I don't know.
Oh, that's the oldest?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yes, I have the grandparents are very active.
Okay.
Dad has always been active. Like, and as he got older and he's getting older, he's kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still mom. My daughter just got back the other day. She's normally gone for the summers. So she just got back the other day and we spent time together. But we have an understanding. I tell them if I'm working too much, let me know. Yeah. I'll stay home.
That's so beautiful.
I have an open communication because I'm tunnel vision. Like when I'm working on a project or I'm doing my homework or something like that, I'm just doing it. If I know that I fed y'all, I know that I kissed y'all, I know that I loved on y'all, I know that everything is good. My mental, y'all on my way. Y'all old enough, right? Y'all should be able to articulate. But most kids can't. Yeah. They don't. So that's something I taught them to always, let me know if you want to do something. Let me know if you want to just come lay up on me or just come do, let me know so I can know.
Yeah.
So it's been one time throughout my daughter's entire life. Last year, she asked me, Mom, are you going to work? And I'm like, do you not want me to go work? And I was already done with my first job. I was going in for overtime. Yeah. Then she was like, I'm like, you want me to stay home? She was like, yeah. I said, well, what's the difference? Because when I'm in the house, you're still in your room 95% of the time.
You ain't bothering me. So.
Right. She was like, well, it's just different because I know that you're here.
Yeah.
Say less.
Right.
I said, I gave her a whole week.
Yeah.
I just went to work regular hours and I didn't do my overtime hours.
Yeah.
And so I constantly remind her, like, if it's something that you want to do, if I am too busy for something, you got to come to me and you got to let me know.
Yeah.
Because you're 13 now, you're 19.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
That's great that you do that.
Because if I don't, it's so easy to get tied up into my own thing because I want to be successful. And being successful is because of them. I want to take care of them.
Yeah.
Abundantly. I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I want to give back to the community. I want to do all of that. And so I have to work like I'm working and doing what I'm doing. So in the next couple of years, I cannot do anything.
Yeah. I got a question.
Yeah.
2 questions, actually. The first one is about the co-parenting. And you said, I'm so blessed because even though you're not together, that you've never felt without, you've always had the support. Do you feel like, because all men ain't that special. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Some men just don't think like, oh, let me be a constant support. Let me be present more because, some men don't have that. I'm not saying mine don't. My he's awesome. But there are men who aren't like that. And so do you feel like that he has taken on this role of being supportive the way that he is because of lupus? Or do you think that's just who he is?
You know what? I never asked him that question, but before we became a child, we had an agreement and we had a discussion.
Yeah.
And the agreement was no matter if we were together or not, he will always take care of us. So whether I have a man or whatever, he will always take care of us.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there when I'm sick. He's going to fill
Bless
in if I need him to, like whatever the situation may be. So that's a discussion that we had before we had them, and that's what they've been doing the whole entire time.
Okay. That
Now,
child.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's just like a fairy tale. We had our ups and our downs, but he
Yeah.
never not been there.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what that was. That is exactly what that is.
You hit the hand clap on that. Hit the hand
That's
clap
exactly
on
what that
that.
is.
That's amazing.
Because
I ain't
I'm
gonna
like,
lie.
my fear was I don't want to have children and not be able to get my hair done. I'd be able to get my nails done. I'd be able to go kick it. Like that was no. It's two of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a discussion at a very young age.
Yeah. That's
he
helpful.
kept
That's
to
helpful. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me know if you got any brothers. I'm just playing. I'll just
You a mess.
The other question. I had another question.
Okay.
Okay. So thinking about your parenthood, and you said like whenever they need you to, whenever they ask, you gonna be home. You gonna stay home, do whatever they need. Do you feel like that? You have the luxury to do that because of lupus, like you're like choosing life. You know what I mean? Like I'm choosing because, to be honest, anything can happen to anybody at any time.
Correct.
And I'm not going to spend my life working so hard that I miss my children's lives. You know what I mean? Do you think that's increased? That thought increased because of lupus, or do you think that is just the way of life anyway?
Because of my lupus, I wanted my children to remember me because I wasn't supposed to have kids. They told me not to have kids.
Okay.
So when I had them, I made sure I did everything possible. Like I was there from day one. It was nothing that we didn't do. It was nothing that I didn't do. It's nothing that they didn't see. Like I made sure I was active with them at a very young age, to a point where it's kind of negative when you turn your kids on to a lot at a young age. There's really nothing for them to do when they get older because they're so used to everything already, traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I did that because I wanted to I wanted memories, because who knows, like you said, what's going to happen. So I want them to have memories of who I am.
Of course.
So yeah. That's the answer to your question.
Okay. That's good.
That's it. What aspects of your previous relationship do you want to carry forward, and what do you wish to leave behind?
I love the idea that I'm a good communicator.
What makes you a good communicator? You know, everybody
I think
says
I'm
that.
a good I try to be a good communicator. I listen. I have good eye contact.
You do?
Yeah,
You
I
got
think
beautiful
so. You
eyes,
think
too.
I do?
Yes, you do.
I try to think about other people's feelings when I'm talking. So I want to make sure that you understand me. I want to make sure that you're not upset about what I'm saying. That actually stems from some trauma, not trauma, but just people pleasing. I was a big people pleaser, and I was always just, yes, what you need, yep. And at first it was like, I love helping people, and then it became like, it's not good for me. I have to be able to say no, not because I don't want to help, but because I need to feel like I'm protecting me. You know what I mean? When I give, it just, yeah. But yeah, I think all of those things make me a good communicator. Now, the other thing on the other flip side of that is that I would not want to. So the flaw that I feel like I had that I'm working on, I don't listen. Not that I'm not hearing you, but that I'm listening because I'm formulating something in my head about what you're saying.
Gotcha.
So I heard what I wanted to hear.
So you're listening to respond, not listening to understand.
Sometimes, yeah. Yep.
So you're defensive.
Not really defensive. It's almost like my way or the highway.
Oh.
But I don't say it. I just think it just be in my head. Like,
well, at least
yeah,
you
but I'm
honest
right
with it.
Yeah. It's not a good thing. I'm working on it. I'm not always right, but I think I'm always right.
And why do you feel that way?
Because I've always been right.
Okay.
It just turns out that I'm right, but you can't go into no relationship or no conversation with that mindset, because then you'll respond that way.
You definitely
and people
will
look at you like, You ain't the smartest person in the world. Like, calm down, relax. You could be wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
No.
So which part of that would you leave behind?
All of it.
Oh.
All of it.
Oh.
I'm trying to refresh. I'm trying to restart, renew who I need to be. I'm trying to figure out me again.
So let's go with I am going to figure out me. I am going to refresh.
Yes.
Because if you say that, I believe in word of affirmation. So if you say it out loud, you speak to the universe, you start acting like what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a pause and look at some of these comments. Tone, I can't see because of the lights. Hello, cuz. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I would love to be a guest. Please send me an inbox. Hey, TG. Love this. So powerful for a woman. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you. So you would like to leave all of that behind. So why wouldn't you want to be a great communicator?
Not that I would okay. So you meant like which part of that?
Yeah,
I would want to stay a great communicator. I would want to continue practicing, communicating with different people. For different people, it's different. I believe that it's different talking to you than it is talking to Tone, or different,
Absolutely.
talking to my children. So I want to continue and grow with the way I communicate. I want to leave behind the part where I'm not a good listener, where I think I'm right all the time. And that's not even for me. It's not, if I lived in the world by myself, I would not change nothing, because it's not affecting anybody. But I would want to be mindful of how I'm coming off to people.
I love that. So when you are being mindful of how you coming off, are you able to express yourself authentically? Meaning, are you able to get what you need to get out the way you need it to get out? Or do you have to alter it so much that it's watered down and it's not even the point that you're trying to make?
What I do, I feel like I'm pretty authentic to me when I talk, when I speak, when I go places. I think for the most part, I might just over explain, or overly be in tune with your emotions. And that's the people pleasing side of me trying to come out. Like, I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to make nobody feel bad. I want to make sure that you understand me. But people gonna misunderstand you no matter how you say it, when you say it. They gonna like you if they like you or not. It don't matter,
Absolutely. So it's all with the mindset. Yeah. It's your mindset. It's if your mindset is right, then your feet will follow. I really absolutely believe in that.
I like that.
I want to thank Mikhail. That's my coach, my business partner as well. But she talks so much about mindset, Mickey. Yeah. She's awesome. She talks so much about mindset, and I truly believe that it really is. You got to change how you think and how you perceive things, because if you do, then you can start doing better and living your life better, and probably knocking down some of them doors that's been closed for quite some time, right? So I believe in mindset.
How do you feel like, I'm sorry, got a question. Okay. No. How do you feel like you have been, because I agree about the mindset, and I also feel like it takes practice, right?
Yeah.
And so from coming from like trauma, or like having lupus, or just experiencing a lot of the things that are not so great of a mindset, how do you come into having a strength, based mindset, or a powerhouse mindset, or positive, I can do whatever. I can do all things other than like through Christ who strengthens me. But how do you stay on that path of that mindset?
Well, short story. When I first got diagnosed, I was rebellious. I didn't know what I had, even though they told me what I had. It wasn't until I accepted what I had to start doing better, right? So when you say powerhouse, the things that I went through when I got diagnosed, I'm sure if God wanted to take me through some more stuff that was worse than that, he could, but I don't feel like there is going to be nothing terrible than what I already went through. And he has me here for a reason. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't wake up I didn't want to start, Lupus Has No Face.
Right.
That's a nonprofit. Nonprofits are hard, extremely hard. I'm a person that wants to see things coming in quickly, regularly, and I just woke up like that. Yeah. And it never left my mind. So I knew God had put it on me to do it. So I feel I'm actually I wouldn't change this, honestly, because people that say like, oh, this person had it not doing so well, this person in the hospital, this person in a wheelchair, and so on and so forth. I feel like God gave me this to be a voice to other people. And now that I accepted what I have, and it strengthens me, because nothing that I can possibly go through, school, work, people, you can never knock me down how Lupus has knocked me down.
Yeah.
You can never make me
Say
feel
that.
broken how Lupus has made me feel broken. Nobody on this earth can put me in a situation that'll be worse than what I went through when I was a younger child.
Yeah.
So to me, if I wake up, I'm happy. I'm happy, and everything else is like, when I talk to my people or whoever, whether it's work, friends, whatever, it's not that bad. It can be worse. And I truly mean what I say, because if you woke up and you got another chance to do it better than you did yesterday, you need to be blessed at that. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. We cannot control what happened, but we can change what's about to come, right? We can continue our path positively. We can look at things different, go a different route, be more mindful, be more educated on whatever it is that we're doing, have a better chance to listen to our intuition, because our body speaks to us, right? So people like to be mad. I always say that people like to be mad. There's no way that you're mad at what I did to you an hour later. You are choosing to be mad. You're choosing to be mad. No choice. Like I cannot emphasize this so much when people are still mad. You cannot be that mad. That's a choice. So people are their own worst enemy. People are their own worst enemy. They get in their own way. It's called self-sabotaging. And I would never do that. I would never do that. Not willingly knowing that I'm self-sabotaging myself.
So I totally understand how you have come to be with this mindset of I woke up, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because you've been through so much. Nothing came, like what now? What's worse? I got this. Like, you know what I mean? So I totally understand that. Now, how would you encourage people? So for me, I work with young people, and this is just the beginning of life. And to them, if it's something bad happens, it's the end of the world. Like, oh my God.
Yes.
But life is still going life. You got way more years of struggle and challenge because you're still learning. Now, how do you convince people to have that mindset when they haven't experienced anything yet? Well, to us as grown people, we've experienced, lupus, we've experienced marriage, divorce, we've experienced C-sections and childbirth, we've experienced so many things, but that's what keeps us. I can handle anything. I've been through that. I can handle it. How do you convince people, young people specifically, to maintain that mindset?
I like to do the mirror thing, right? I had one Pacific girl that she was so pretty on the outside, very pretty young girl, but she was insecure. She felt ugly, and all this, like you said, her whole world was gone if any little thing happened, especially messing with boys, right? I will tell her, like, look in the mirror. What do you see? What do you see? You cannot lie to yourself. What do you actually see? I will leave her in there, and I will go back 5 minutes later, and I will ask her, and it broke her down. And you have to cry, right? You have to cry, whether it's happy tears, sad tears, or breaking through tears, right? You have to cry. And she understood that what she was in her brain, making herself think these thoughts, it wasn't really that. But it's an ongoing thing. It's homework for them, right? So my thing is, I will have them look at themselves, write it down, ask yourself, is it really that bad? What can you change? What can you not change? Let's focus on this. Because sometimes when you are in a child's face, from my experience, and you talking to them and you giving them that raw, and you like, look, they understand that. They understand that, at least the ones I've dealt with. So I feel like you have to be authentic, hard, but not too much overbearing with them, and have them look at what it really is. Are you making this up, or is this really is? Because sometimes kids make up things in their own head, right? And it's not the truth. So look at yourself in the mirror. That's my whole thing. Look at yourself in the mirror.
I like that.
I do it to this day, and I'm grown.
Right. Okay. Listen, when I tell you I have full conversations with myself, sometimes, you got to make up the situation before it happens so that you prepare for it. That might not be the best way to do it, but
if it works,
that's what I got to do. I got to prepare myself. So
And you there? You said you were there 7 months. That's
Mhm.
that's the majority of people fear moving to another city and state.
yeah. Yeah.
It's there. It's gonna get better day after day after day after day. Especially if you continue working. I'm sure you met some amazing people in Texas,
So far, yeah.
right?
For
They
sure.
probably got some amazing jobs down there that pay way better than here.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know.
Texas, if you listening, I need a job, okay? Don't play with me. I got skills. Don't do too much. Nah,
We got
but
to knock on some of their doors, write them
okay.
some letters.
And
Okay.
being down here is so different. Like the process of me going, getting a job, getting a place, like it's a slow transition, which is it can be discouraging, but also I think I'm okay.
You know Vera Wayne, please, yeah, I think that's her name, Vera Wayne. She didn't become a designer until she was like 40.
Yeah.
40 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at some of that stuff and you just be like, you never see like the behind the scenes that all these rappers do. They just pop out and they hop and they everywhere, all on social media. You can't flip a page without seeing them.
Right.
But you know how much work they put in before they pop out?
Yeah.
That's why I say look at people that's just popping out. They've been working for 10 years.
Yeah. Had to get here. You can't just.
So I said it to say like your breakthrough is gonna come. Like continue doing what you doing, how you doing it.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna be living your best life. That's
Okay,
gonna probably be the
you
best
better
decision
speak
you
that
ever
on
said.
in my life.
Like for real. And that's what people don't understand. Like I'm just doing this. I'm being consistent. How long you been consistent? Only a month. That's not enough.
Yeah. As far as me living in Texas, I definitely agree. I'm touching and agreeing with you on that because that foundation is there. I just need to be patient while I build it. You know what I mean?
And get some friends. Like just don't get any type of energy, right?
Right.
You know what feels good.
Yeah.
And all your friends is not meant for everything.
Right.
You might have a drinking friend. You might have a, I don't know, going out friend, a house summer party friend, whatever. A friend with kids is gonna be with you and your daughter. Yeah. All your friends is not meant for everything, but get out there, you know, and because they get lonely.
That's what I've been trying to do, child.
No, it gets lonely.
On one hand, loneliness is not that great, but then at least in my solitude, I pray, I get my business done. The reason why I can speak on my events, I can speak on my workshops is because I've been doing the work in the background. So I agree. I will wholeheartedly, it's gonna come. And one day you're gonna see me pop out. Maybe it's people who look at me now and think I'm popped out, you know, think I'm doing everything.
And let them think it.
Go ahead, think it, child.
Let them think it. How can you nurture and prioritize your own well-being during the time of change?
Prioritize. I can making sure. So one of the things that I do, I'm just gonna whip it out.
Whip it out.
So this is my baby. This is the 3rd edition. I've done this for 3 years. This is God's plan. It's a journaling.
I cannot wait till I get mine. It's so beautiful, you guys.
Thank
Where can
you.
they find this at before you get into it?
So I am selling these. I will have to send a link. I'll post it on my Facebook and my Instagram before. The thing is, it's not cheap. It's not cheap, and I just want to make that known now. This has been, every time I create another planner, it takes a year for me to do it. I'm gonna let you look at it while you.
Tom, can you please drop the link in there for them to get it?
The planner is $95, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you can't afford it, don't feel no type of way. It's meant for who it's meant for. This planner is created for people to.
Do I get the look?
Okay. Don't be telling my personal business up in there now.
Exclusives on Lupus Has No Face podcast. I love it.
It's intended for people to be intentional about putting God at the center of their plans. You wake up every day, you own your business, you operate your business, you go to work, you have kids, so many things. And if you really trust that God is the guider of your life, like it's his plan and not yours, then you need to have a God's plan Christian journaling planner. Okay. Because there are scriptures, there are journal pages where you reflect
I
on
see.
your gratitude, you reflect on who God, your faith, prayers, um, weekly and monthly pages where you can write down your goals for the day, and check them off as you accomplish them. What else? Blank pages for you to put, doodle or write down, jot notes when you have a phone call and you need to remember something. The thing is, not everybody likes physical planners like the whole, taking it everywhere. So for those people, I suggest that when you're working, you leave it on your desk at work. Leave it in your home office, and every day you check in. Every morning you check in and make sure that your mind is on God, so that He can deposit into you what you need to. A lot of us
Oh,
are angry, frustrated, stressed out, irritated, annoyed. Like, we feel these feelings, and it takes us off track real easy. I'm speaking on my behalf. It takes me off track when I don't put God at the center. Like when I speak or when I act or when I do stuff, and it's not from a place of God wanted me to do that, if I feel lost. And then I end up saying, God, what do you want me to do? God, well, how do you want me to handle this? Well, if you had listened when I told you to, you would know what to do next.
I love that.
It's such
Listen,
a powerful thing. And I don't know, maybe it's just me who, like, I'm locked in. I don't care if nobody ever buy one. That right there saved my life.
it looked like she's locked in from all the stuff that I read. This I love it because it's big. The print is very big. It has everything that you need to do to it. It has a calendar, weekly planner, finances, where our money is going, what we need to cut out. This is dope, and I don't think it's too pricey because you go to Office Depot, they up there too.
Yeah.
So who is
Yeah.
for is who is for.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. We are going to drop the link in the chat to purchase one of these beautiful God plan journals from Desiree Rae, you guys.
Thank
Make sure you
y'all
guys
for
support.
supporting me. Yeah, it's definitely support at this point. But to be honest, it's not about me. Like, yes, I'm selling them, but it's not about me. Don't get me to cry. I'm interested in people's spiritual health and wealth. You know what I mean? One of my prayers that I pray is, God, I pray that I'm healthy spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally. I want to be healthy in all areas. It don't matter if I'm going out about in the world and my soul feel dirty. It take me a while to kick back in. Like, I don't know. It just be something different.
See, that's getting off that green and going into that red.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. If
Yeah.
you are healthy in all them spaces, there's nowhere to go but up.
But up. That's why when I tell you you speak life, I appreciate you so much, because I don't we're
thank you.
we're gonna get closer. If we stay on this path, we're gonna be closer to each other, and I'm gonna feed you and you're
We
gonna feed
are
me.
no if. You gotta get that if, that trying out of
I
your
know, right?
vocabulary. You gotta get it out of there.
Let me write this down.
You gotta get it out of there.
Okay.
Tom, can you please go to the chat? Lupus Together, New Jersey. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay,
I would
New
love to be a
Jersey.
guest, as I am a lupus warrior and have a nonprofit organization in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Please do inbox me so we can set something up. I think I sent you a message as well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's dope. I love that y'all reach. You reaching.
No, like this is for me. This is for me to do. This is for us to do, and we want to reach as many people around the world, nationwide, UK, everywhere around the world, just to give them some hope, a little bit of something that you guys can take from one of these podcast episodes that can uplift your spirit in each and every way as possible. I want to thank you again so much for coming on here. We definitely need to do a part 2 because it's so much more to talk about, lupus
Yeah.
and relationships, right?
I
It's so
agree.
much to talk about, and I want to learn so much more about you, and I want to share with the world what your journey is like. So we definitely is going to be doing a part 2 with Desiree.
Okay.
Desi, please
Period.
tell them where they can find you and your upcoming events on all platforms.
So my Facebook, let me just open it up because I feel like I would be lying to y'all. My Facebook is Desiree Rae, Dezi space Rae. My Instagram, it used to be Desi Land, but let me just look now. Desi, I'll be changing my name, y'all. Desi with 2 I's, Desi_Grant. So Desi Grant on Instagram. I'm also on, what else am I on? LinkedIn. I don't really be on LinkedIn too much. I need to. People keep telling me like, you need to get on here. Get on here. This is where it's like Facebook professional. So
You do.
yeah, I need to.
You do. So
need to do
that's
that.
going to be part 2, you guys. So remember, every question holds the potential for growth and self-discovery. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you for having me.
You
I
are
appreciate you.
awesome. You are awesome.
No,
Thank
you are awesome.
Thank you. You are welcome. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was easy.